With
what's it called?
sushi?
Hi.
Hey, welcome back to day number 69 in Quarantine Zone. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, just here inside my home.
Hi.
Hello, Adrian. How are you today?
Tired. I'm glad to be home. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it was a long day today.
Oh yes. Seems like every day's a long day, man, ever since this damn quarantine thing started, and then since so many people are home, they start to notice things that are wrong with their AC units. So yeah.
Wow. Well, sucks for you.
No, it's a good thing. But I'm just having long days.
No, yeah, I know. Like for me too. Like I still have to go to work because we are also
Essential.
considered essential. So yeah, I still have to be at the office, but just taking phone calls. How about you, Mike?
Oh,
Well, okay then. Um,
no, I've just been home, man. I'm doing work from like just online teaching. So like I'm not doing like what Danny's doing. Like I'm not teaching anybody, but since like uh I help out like the main teacher get packets for my students and stuff. So I just been that. I mean, it's only like it's like a couple hours of the day. So it's not like I'm there forever.
oh,
But
okay.
it's just been cool. I just been home, cleaning my house and occasionally going outside, watching a lot more movies.
Oh yeah, I saw that you tweeted that you were watching Indiana Jones. How did that go?
I did. I've never seen. I shouldn't say I've never seen him. I probably have seen him when I was little and was just like, oh, this isn't Star Wars, and and like so like I finally like sat down and watched all four of them, the four that are out.
Mm-hmm.
They're they're pretty good and pretty bad, but like for like
Yeah.
now, but it was still like a very good movie to see. And like it's funny, like if you weren't watching it, like looking
Mm-hmm.
at the screen, it probably like be a like a Star Wars movie because John Williams plays uh the music and it still sounds like Star Wars.
Yeah, it has some Star Wars-esque stuff in there.
Yeah, it sounds it sounds real good, and I enjoy the movies. They were pretty uh iconic, so I felt like I had to watch them. But overall, like I think they were pretty good.
Oh, which one? Which one did you like?
Um, I definitely like the first one a lot better than the second and third one.
First one,
The
Temple of
Chris-
Doom.
yeah, the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, Lost Ark. Yeah,
Wow, Indiana Jones fan.
yeah, Lost Ark's pretty good.
Yeah, and so like that one was pretty good. The last one probably was better, like quality wise and story wise, because it's like aliens.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
it's
one
so
with Shia LaBeouf, right?
yeah, it's so random. The movies are so like you don't know. I don't know. It was good to just kind of watch it. Sit down
It's
and
funny
watch.
because that one's actually considered the worst one.
Which one? The Crystal Skull?
Yeah,
Yeah, which is the newest one, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
I can see why, but I think as of like visual, like it was very visually better than the other ones where they had like the graphics and everything.
Well,
Like
duh, dude, it was built, it was made in the 80s.
I mean,
so
the
Star Wars
fucking
was made in the 70s, man. Come
And that's why it
on.
looks like shit.
It does. It does. But
I mean,
it was still really good.
you gotta admit, man, the fucking that Nazi guy's face melting off, right? Like he
Yeah.
stares into the arc. That's the best fucking scene in any movie.
Dude, I swear, like all like those parts of the practical effects, like just watching them from like, like watching stuff now, like everything CGI and like and everything practical, and like how they like switch from like a person to like a practical effect to explode, or like in this case their
Yeah.
face melts off. I just couldn't help but laugh, but it wasn't like a make fun of it. It was just like, wow, like
Yeah, like it's crazy. What
it's
they
so
have to do.
crazy, like what they had to do, and I don't know. It was still great. It was still funny. I liked them. They were pretty good. I just finished watching John Wick.
Oh, nice.
That's my next
And
trilogy.
another trilogy. How far into it?
We just finished the second one yesterday, and I think we're gonna finish the third one either tomorrow or tonight, maybe. I don't know.
The third
Oh,
one is
okay.
out there in a good way.
Dude, no
Yeah,
joke.
it
I've
is.
I've I've pushed off watching these movies because I don't know. I felt like whenever a movie gets like everybody likes it right away, and people like who I know like just like every movie, when those people are like, "Oh, this movie's awesome," I usually tend to stay away from watching that movie. So
Yeah,
like,
you don't be mainstream.
yeah, it's like we're not like mainstream. It's just like I don't believe they're that good the way you say it. So I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
gonna trust your judgment. I'm not gonna watch it. But I'll have to say, watching the first one, I was the movie only escalated every scene. It never like a dull moment. And even going into the second one, it was just like exciting, exciting, exciting. It's like it never died, and I was like, this dude is a badass. I understand now why this
Why
are so
everybody
great.
likes
Yeah,
John Wick.
I was like,
Dude,
oh
if
my
you
god,
think the first two are exciting, holy shit. The third one is like, stop! I need a map already.
dude,
Yeah,
that's what
dude.
I'm trying to like understand, like what's gonna happen in the third one, because it's like he's a badass because he has all these like the guns and all these like the um these I can't ever think of words, man. The like he has all like the like stuff available to him, like the
Oh, yeah.
costumes,
Yeah.
the whereabouts of where people are. Like he has all his stuff, cars and everything, and now all of it's stripped away, and he's on the run for so much money now. And it's like, oh, I wonder. Now I'm like, oh, I wonder what the third one's gonna be like. Because even like in the Indiana Jones ones, like every movie could have ended, and they would have never made any other Indiana, and I'd been fine. Like they end like there's not like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like for this one, like even like the second one starts, and I was laughing when it started. He killed 3 men with the pencil. You know,
Yeah.
that was probably like my favorites. But it's like they just never stopped getting. They never went from exciting to like, all right, calm down. It was like exciting, exciting, exciting.
Yeah.
Honestly, though,
That's how the third one is.
like the cinematography is good for John Wick. It's great. But what makes the movies what they are is obviously Keanu Reeves. He took his acting and his approach to those movies to a whole nother level. I mean, you've seen those videos of him like going to the gun range and doing all these crazy stunts and crap. That was all for those movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously, you know what kind of guy he is. He takes his roles above and beyond. And then because also the fact that he has a Japanese influence in his life, like if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I know he's Canadian by birth, but I think he's also got like some Japanese um blood in his
Yeah, he's
somewhere in his
something.
bloodline.
Yeah,
Um
he's somewhere over there.
so he's obviously heavily influenced by their lifestyle, so that's why he even directed Japanese movies over there and brought them over here, so they could become mainstream. um and obviously an approach he's taken a huge approach in having martial arts in almost every single movie that he has. So John Wick is no exception. That's like some of the best gunplay because the Matrix changed everything when it came to action movies and guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
John Wick is taking that even further. And then, what do you know? The guy's behind both movies. You know what I mean? Or he's in both of those movies.
Does he come out in
Series.
any other like exciting movie in between Matrix and this one? Because I feel like I don't really pay attention, so like I don't even know if he's even in other movies. Probably
He
Google.
came out in a lot of exciting movies, but they weren't like good movies. 47 Ronin was pretty good. I liked it, but it wasn't like I don't want to say it was like a hit. In other words, the reviews on it were okay, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it was another movie just like that, you know, Japanese based, a lot of fighting, pretty good story. Didn't do that well though, but he has come out in some good movies like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, the replacements.
Oh, of course, yeah. But we're talking like like
You're talking
action
action?
based.
Yeah, action
Yeah.
movies. Because I really like. I
Yeah.
don't know if I've even seen any movies like with him. Because like the only thing I could think of is just like The Matrix, and then this movie. Like I feel like my knowledge of him is like to say he's a great actor is just with like 2 movies. It's like that's enough, man. I thought Harrison Ford was a great movie, and all I ever saw with him was Star Wars.
You thought Harrison Ford was a great movie?
Yeah. Oh,
I was just gonna let it go.
I wasn't. I was like, man, I gotta
Oh,
say
dude.
it.
I was editing the last podcast and like the part where Alex tells me, "Oh, insert the picture here," and I was like, "Oh," so I was like looking for the picture, and then like my guy, my audio, like I'm describing the picture, and then I put the thing in there, and it's like it's nothing what I said it was, and then and so then like after the picture disappears, I just put like Mike's memory is not that great.
That's funny.
I was having a lot of issues with the last one coming out. It's still not out as of recording this one, but like I don't know what like I was trying to open it and it wasn't opening on my editing thing, and then I was kind of like upset. So I was trying to figure out another way to open it, and I was like, oh, like what do I have to, because we usually go through this with this is the third time we're doing the podcast where one of the one of the audios just goes away. Remember, like we've had a whole podcast this be gone because the audio messed up. We're
Yeah.
like, I was kind of like, no, like I was trying to figure out like how to recover it, um, and then I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out and I'll edit it another day. And then I went and then I kind of let a couple days pass, and then I was like, well, we usually didn't have a lot of cuts in this last one, so I was just like, I'll just cut out the first minutes that we were talking before we started it, and then I'll put an intro, and then I'll put an outro, put some music, and then blah, that's it. Which is what I did, and then I edited some stuff. But and then I went to try it again, and then I was about to start doing everything, and I was, let me open it up one more. And then it started working fine, and I was like, okay, cool. And so then I spent the next day trying to get the clip of Adrian saying, "Oh, next week it'll be back to normal." I couldn't find it, but it's because I wasn't listening. I was just kind of like skipping, like
Yeah.
fast forwarding every 10 seconds trying to hear it. And then I put the subtitles on so I could hear it. I was just like, you know what? Whatever. I was like, I'll just record it myself and then just, whatever.
Just insert it.
Yeah, insert it later. But in the 2 minutes that we recorded before we did the podcast, I was telling you guys, oh, this is how we'll start the podcast. I'll get the clip of Adrian going, oh, next week it'll be whatever, and then we'll use that. So I just cut that part where I said, oh, next week's gonna be whatever. And then in those 2 minutes, for some reason, Adrian blew up the mic going, really? So I just cut that part out too. So it's like, oh, next week's gonna be, oh, it's all gonna be over next week. And then Adrian goes, really? And then the song cuts in, and then we started the podcast. So it's up. It'll probably be up tonight, if not tomorrow. But I mean,
Okay.
it does,
Yeah.
But and then this one I'll try maybe getting it to come out. I don't know when. Sunday, Monday.
Um. Yeah, I guess just as soon as possible.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to give you an exact date, but just
yeah, because I don't want to. I was like, cause I kept listening to the first one, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna do it every Monday, and then we're gonna upload them every the same thing, blah blah blah. And then I was like, we're already not doing that. Like,
Yeah, I
well,
know.
I'm not
Well, we
doing.
were, but I mean, the quarantine kind of hit hard.
Yeah, the quarantine here. The first week we did it, you know, we weren't under house arrest. We were not house arrest. We weren't under like lockdown or
It
like,
feels like it.
well, now, you know, but
Yeah.
like before it was like the first week we could leave the house and then we were just washing our hands more. And then the second week we were basically we had the curfew started. We had to be home by 10. And then the week after, which is our last week from now, was like, and then they started the stay at home protocol where we couldn't like leave the house unless it was for like essential stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like that kind of like, but then again, like I've been home, so it's like it's not like things here changed.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, but and then yeah, Adrian wasn't. It felt like Adrian hasn't been on in like 2 weeks.
It's what it feels like. Seems like shit.
And that's because in the first part we're like, nothing's changed for us. We're gamers. We're playing every day, and then we're not.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's not the way I would want it to be, but unfortunately, as I was telling you guys before we started doing this, my AC went out of my room, so it was like, okay, I'm not about to play in 90-degree weather or try,
Whoa,
So
fluids.
Oh.
sorry. 7 Up.
You
Are you in the
peeing?
toilet?
7 Up.
Dude, when every time I record, when we used to record like uh in the office, we used to turn the AC off, the fans off. Like even right now, my AC's off, my fans off. But the only stupid loud thing that I don't know if it's even catching on my audio, but your computer, remember, like it sounds like a freaking
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
lawnmower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fan is working too hard, man. It's an old computer.
It's
But
doing
it doesn't
all
come
that.
up. I don't
No,
hear
yeah,
anything.
you don't hear it. It's loud in terms of like you can hear it in person, but the mic doesn't pick it up, which is good.
Yeah, no, the freaking Yeti picked it up like crazy when I was testing out the quality of it when I was trying to use it for Discord.
Yeah, you'd
Mhm.
probably
It
have to
was,
turn the gain down hardcore then.
yeah, but right now the stupid mic's popping, and I'm really upset because it seems like it's a common thing with everyone's Yetis. Like I was reading threads and everything about it, and it's like, oh, just delete some of your background apps, and it's like I don't know what background apps are affecting my audio. It's like I have the one that's recording audio, and then I have the one that's, like there's not even audio playing on this one. It's playing on like my other computer. And it's like all these little things. And then this one guy was like, "You want to know the secret to fixing it? Just turn your computer off and turn it back on." And then it worked. It did work. I was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
it did work." But for some reason today that I plug it in, it's just like, "Nah, I
That
don't want
means
to work."
that usually means that there might be something wrong with software on your sound card, your sound drivers. If
That's
you
it.
have
But
to
I
turn
don't
it
even
off
know
and
how
turn
to
it
fix it.
on, then that's usually the problem.
Yeah. See, that thing is like I don't even know how to fix that. I wouldn't even know how to even get somebody to
What
come
I
look at
did,
it.
I do remember I had a problem with my snowball when I first got it years ago, and I had that problem. I had to uninstall all my drivers, turn off my computer, and then when you turn on your computer again, it automatically reinstalls the drivers that you need.
Yeah.
But that is what I had to do one time.
I've had to do that with my mic on my old computer because for some reason when I plugged in this my Death Adder, it just
Mhm.
like it started lagging my computer every time it scrolled, and then so like then it was like, oh, just uninstall all your drivers, and it was like just uninstall your mouse driver, plug it back in, it'll install again, and blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, I did that, and then it was like, and then the next time I did it, it downloaded like 10 drivers and 10 freaking. I was like, what? I don't know. It was like a whole thing, and long story short, it didn't work, and I got a new computer.
Nice.
Noise. Okay, so I have a question.
Okay. I might have an answer.
It's not so much as a question, it's more like I want to know your guys' opinions, or if you've watched it, or if any of our listeners.
So, I already know what you're gonna ask.
Yeah.
I don't. You could tell me.
Have you guys seen Attack on Titan? Anything at all? Whether
I've
it's
seen-
first season, second season, a few episodes.
I've seen
I've seen
man.
clips of it.
I've seen like the first season of it, I think, but like 4 or 5 years ago, man. Like when Netflix had it, but it was only in
Japs.
Japanese.
Yeah.
That was like, but that was like when I was like, oh, the dubs are better, and now I've learned my lesson, and I think the subs are actually way better. But at the time, I really wanted to, it was released in English, so I did see it in English, and I thought it was freaking insane.
Yeah.
It was so gory. Like I had never seen like so much gore in an anime, because I'm so used to seeing like Dragon Ball Z and
Yes.
Naruto, and like there's just blood, but there's not like dismemberment and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Even My Hero Academia has some blood, but even then it's not that bad.
Well, yeah, so I was saying like there's blood, but there's not like his arm comes out and then somebody's biting his head off, and yeah, that's gruesome, and like Attack on Titan was.
Was it
Yeah.
gonna be made into a movie?
Attack on Titan, it already has.
Yeah,
In
Not-
Japanese.
Japan.
No, not like an animated movie, but I thought it
No.
was gonna be made like
A movie.
like a live action.
Yeah.
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 Oh, really? Oh, okay. How's
And
that?
apparently
Have
it
you
did
seen it?
really well too.
I haven't
Like a
seen
lot
it.
of people liked it.
Well, because it's because the Japanese made it, and everything the Japanese makes is great. Every time we make it, it sucks.
Yeah, look at Dragon Ball Z, the movie we tried to make. Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
Dude, oh my god. I think we've already talked about this in a podcast before.
I think so. A
Maybe,
long
yeah.
time ago.
I don't think it was with me and I don't think it was this podcast, but it was like another podcast where we were talking about it. It's just like, man, I don't know how you could mess that up.
I know.
I mean, that movie's so bad, but I mean, honestly, I still kind of like it.
Oh my god. How did I know you were gonna say that?
I mean, it's the only like close thing we have to like actual, DBZ
I get it,
and live
yeah.
action. So like,
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm still.
I
kinda
prefer
like,
Dragon Ball GT over that movie.
yeah, I mean, I would prefer anything over that movie.
So have you seen, you didn't say, Alex, have you seen Attack on Titan? Or I didn't hear what you said.
I said I had seen clips of it, like when I scroll through like Instagram and shit, Like
I know
there's-
Mike is a big fan of subs. But the English dub is actually really good, man. Like the actors are very, very into it in Attack on Titan. It's like, holy crap. The only reason why I prefer dub over subs, it's not that I have a problem hearing someone speak a foreign language. No, it's just that I have to read the subtitles, and then I also have to pay attention to everything that's going on in the actual anime. I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss a small detail, which you sometimes do because you're reading. You know what I mean?
Most of the time
Yeah.
they have a very good pacing with the story that it allows for you to have read it.
That's true.
So like you don't miss a lot like when they're talking. Like that's why they have long talking scenes.
Yeah,
they're just like, and then like
that was pretty good.
and then like they have the subtitle, and then it cuts to like the action and nobody's talking, they're just like grunting like yeah, wow, wow, and then they'll cut again and they're talking. So like the talking scenes, there's no action. But it does.
Yeah.
I know what there are some scenes like even in My Hero where they're talking while they're fighting, and that does happen, you know. But it's not like they're telling a life story while they're fighting, or that's why they stop fighting and then they cut to the past, and then they'll show you a movie about something, and then cut back to the action.
Yeah.
But I love either way. Like I think watching Dragon Ball Z, as a kid watching it in English was great, but then like growing up watching it in
I guess you learn to appreciate it more when you hear the original language, right?
yeah, and
Because that's
even
what
then
it
like the story, you can
because it
tell
was
like
written for them. It wasn't written for English. It was written for them. It was written for Japanese.
yeah, and like you can tell like because like the censorship here is crazy, man. Like if you
Oh
like
yeah.
even like Pokemon had a lot of very examples of like they even canceled episodes of like how so much censoring they had. But but then watching them as an adult, you're kind of like, oh, I understand why, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
There were like guns in Pokemon, and they like
What?
yeah, even in there was guns in Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, and then they just when they came over here, they like
Turn them
photoshopped
into
them out.
something else. Yeah.
No, like in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a scene where um like Kaiba's going to Duelist Kingdom, and then
Mhm.
Pegasus sends his henchmen over, and the henchmen are just pointing at him. He's like, "You're coming with us," but they're pointing in like such weird, like their hands are so weird. And then like you understand they had guns in their hand, but the four kids just edited like a hand over them. So like they're like
Uh,
pointing at him, and he's like he just jumps out the window. Even in like
oh
Pokemon,
yeah.
like in the Safari Zone episode, they have guns, but they didn't air that episode here in America because we suck.
Well, that's why like I'm glad that there's things like Funimation now and they have uncut and simulcast and they have so many like different things. Um but I was watching Attack on Titan and I know there's like Toonami and Adult Swim where they show, all the stuff that it's like you can't even watch Attack on Titan on Funimation unless you're 17 or older. That's how like bloody that
Mhm.
show is. Like they ask to make sure that you're over age or you're old enough. But yeah, Alex, if you ever have a chance to watch it, you should actually watch like all of it. The story is great. It's intense and it doesn't stop, and it's very freaking bloody for an anime. So if you're an adult and you like violence and you like action and you like things that are over the top, and it's even fun. The show is fun to laugh at sometimes because some of the artwork and faces they put on the Titans. Oh
Mhm.
man, oh, they're so funny. Like some of the faces the Titans are making, I just laugh at them. But
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Let's
and
see. Sounds pretty cool.
anyone who's listening who doesn't mind seeing arms getting bitten off and heads being chewed on in cartoon form, you should watch it. It's
It's
good
such a weird
stuff.
story either way. Like just
Yeah,
the whole
it
concept
is.
of it. It's so weird. I mean, I at this point probably like I would have to rewatch it, and luckily I've gotten Elsa to like watch anime stuff now. I can get her. We could probably rewatch Attack on Titan. I'm probably gonna get Funimation this week because I'm really like we're trying to run out of shows to watch because
Hmm.
both teachers, so we're just at home, man. So like we're watching movies we haven't like had time to see now. We're gonna see Backstreet Boys. We're gonna see Bad Boys. We're like,
Oh,
we're gonna go see. Oh yeah, we were born in the '90s or in the '80s, and we never got to see the Backstreet Boys. We're gonna see them now.
Mhm.
But we're gonna see movies like that we've missed out. I still haven't seen the Sonic movie. I really want to
Me
see.
neither. I want to watch it. It
Well,
hasn't come out yet, no?
it's out on Apple TV right now.
Oh, but it's not like on digital, like
No,
everywhere else.
no,
Uh,
right now, as far as I know, right now, it's not out for digital.
Oh,
But
okay.
I think when it does come, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna watch it because I didn't get to watch it because of
Yeah.
stuff. I don't even know why, but at this point, it just seems like I don't know when we're ever gonna go to the movies again. It seems like not until the summer, so it's like
Yeah,
you know,
probably.
so it's like you know, luckily stuff is coming out, to the streaming platforms a lot earlier than they were supposed to. Maybe The Mandalorian could come now to season 2 so we can see it.
Nah. When is that? Isn't it till like September, right?
No, it's like November.
Oh, November.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Man,
you're
that was such a like a show that I was kind of like gonna ignore because I didn't want to be like, oh, I love Star Wars, I watch everything kind of guy. Because I mean, the some of their newer stuff that were coming out was kind of like I was like, you know, like ashamed to be a fan, But so I was kind of like, The Mandalorian is like, I mean, it's about, and I thought it was about Boba Fett, so I was like, it's just about Boba Fett. He doesn't do anything. But then I started seeing spoilers of like Baby Yoda coming out, and I was like, what? And so then I had to watch it so that I wouldn't get spoiled. And then I was like, why did I push this off?
I know. It's pretty dang good.
Pretty darn good. And I had just finished watching Agents of Shield. So like that chick comes out, the one who plays May. What's her name?
Oh yeah, me.
May.
Mm-hmm.
So like she comes out, and I was like, we were like, oh hey, look at that. It's funny seeing shows now and then like watching old movies and then they were in it and be like, oh, this guy's in their movie. Oh, I don't remember what movie we were watching that I said it recently, but it was like uh next. My train of thought escaped my head. I don't even know where I was going with that sentence.
No, I was just gonna go back to Attack on Titan about what you said, how like the story is weird. It is in a good way though. It's like it's so original. You know what I mean? How the guy came up with a storyline for that show is beyond me. But
So what is it? Are they like aliens or what?
I'll give you like a brief rundown without going into too much detail and giving too much away. But uh a lot of people there's 3 walls, and most of civilization lives behind those walls, or so they think, right?
Mm,
These walls are like 80 feet high though, but the people who live in them don't know how they were built or who built them. They just know that a king went to this and had them built, but they don't know how he built them, right? They're king. Um and these walls are supposed to be impenetrable. Um and like I said, they're 80 feet high, and people have heard stories, about titans. Some of them are, 12 feet high, some are 18 feet tall, some of them are 30, some are 45. And then there's some that just don't make any sense. And there's some that are like 100 feet high, 100 feet tall.
mm-hmm.
Um, and everyone thought they were myths until one day they attack their town and they destroy the gate, and all the titans start getting in there, and they want to start. Titans live to feed on humans. They serve no other purpose but to eat a human being. That's all they care about. Um, and what Titans are, they themselves are human beings, or were once human beings. Um,
Okay.
well, without giving too much away, they were once human beings, and now all they care about is eating humans. So obviously, humans are so damn small. And how do you compete? How do you kill something that's that big? Well,
Build a
they
robot.
Yep, they developed a grappling system with grappling hooks and tall castles and stuff. So they grapple from building to building, and they wield flexible blades that. And the Titan's weakness is Basically,
Behind the
right
neck.
at the right where the neck and the spinal cord meet.
Mm,
You know how we have that circle, that ball. It's right around there.
yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 of those.
You're 2-3. I don't know.
Yeah. So
We
you
both
gotta.
made jokes, so we did laugh at either one of our jokes, Alex.
What? Oh.
We both made 2 different jokes at the same time, and nobody laughed.
It's just us three. That's why.
My neighbor laughed, but I don't have a neighbor.
Okay, so I also finished watching most of My Hero Academia up to this point. Up to the point of I think that's been dubbed. I think which is like episode 84.
What season is that?
Season 4, I think.
Oh, okay. I just finished season
Wow.
3, and we were starting to watch season 4, using proxies.
Mm-hmm.
But
Ooh.
but like it's kind of hard to watch things on your own here because it's like you either I watch it with Elsa or I just watch YouTube. So like so like we usually don't get to watch anything on our own. We'll watch the same thing. And Zoe were watching My Hero Academia, but she just kind of like I don't know. She got disinterested in it once we were starting season 4, and I was like, no, I want to keep going.
Oh
But I
man,
think with Funimation, it would be
you're
easier
missing
for
out
us
on
to
some good
like
stuff. Yeah, Funimation will make it easier for you. Trust me.
I'm surprised I haven't had it this whole time, but it's because I did have Crunchyroll, and
I
then
mean, roll crunchy.
yeah, Roll Crunchy, and they
The
what's it called?
sushi?
Um, VR
VRV.
Verve. Here you go, Verve,
Yeah.
and they had all the shows, dubbed and everything like that. But when Funimation got out and started using their own streaming service,
They took
I
everything down.
they took everything, not everything, but they took most of their dubs. So it was kind of like, oh, so I canceled my service with Verve, and I was just like, well, but it was like everybody was getting their streaming service, like freaking Disney was getting it, and then other places were getting streaming services, and just like I was kind of like, I'm not gonna pay $8 here and here just to watch something. So, and then I was like, I could have just paid for Funimation because I freaking love watching anime. So
Yeah, especially all the good animes that they have. They've dubbed pretty much almost every single good
yeah,
anime you can think of.
and also wants to get Elsa's like, because I was introducing her to like anime and stuff, and she loved Naruto. She's like, when are you gonna get me into Dragon Ball Z? And I was like, that's a tough one to get into, honestly. It's like I don't know
Yeah, it
whether to go
is.
to like Dragon Ball, then go Dragon Ball Z, then go to GT, or don't show her GT, just go to a Z and then watch.
Don't show her GT. It's
But
like
it's like even Dragon Ball doesn't make sense because Dragon Ball could be its own thing if
Yeah.
they never once mentioned Saiyans or anything like
Just
that.
started Dragon Ball Z.
Like I
yeah, that's
consider
what I would
Dragon Ball
recommend.
Z.
Dragon Ball's honestly kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I watched it as a kid. It was awesome. But then watching it now, it's like ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. Even watching clips of it, it's like it's kind of hard to watch. But yeah,
I would
I'll get
say
her to get.
just give her a small crash course, about sit her down for like 10-15 minutes and just talk about what Goku is, what Vegeta is.
We're married.
Like
We don't talk to each other.
but yeah. Like
Yeah, I
before
think I
you
would
throw
like.
her in there, you're gonna have to talk to her a little bit about it. At least the important stuff, you know,
Yeah,
uh Piccolo and like how Dragon Ball Z starts, how
it starts
Piccolo.
off with him mad at Goku and it's like, "Well, why is he mad?"
Yes,
It's like, "Yeah, I gotta
exactly.
have
That's
he
what you
killed his
gotta.
dad." You
Yeah,
know. So yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. But I trying. I think right now I'm trying to get her to watch movies she's never watched because she's like they're dumb, you know. And the one movie that I always try to get her to watch, but it's kind of hard to get into like a mood to watch those movies. Austin Powers.
Oh
oh
yeah.
yeah.
Because she's never seen them, and like I think they're so funny and stupid and like bad movies. Like you just can't not see those movies. So
Yeah,
it's
you
like
have to watch them.
so it's like but it's kind of hard to like get her to watch movies because like now she's starting to get like her like a sense of like the kind of movies I like watching, like the stupid comedy ones and like the hangovers and those kind of movies.
Hmm.
Like right now we watched with Ed Helms the Netflix one, Coffee and I forget what it's like. It just came out. I think it just came out, but it's like about like how his style, like Ed Helms like style of movies, like they're pretty dumb and stuff. Like that's how those movies are. And she loved it, and I was like, oh, so now like if I can get her to watch like Step Brothers and you know those movies with Will Ferrell, I got her to watch
Never
the
seen
other
Step
guys.
Brothers.
Nah, dude, those movies she
Wow.
just was so disinterested in watching them. Now she's kind of getting around to understanding what's funny, and now she's, I get to watch those movies with her. So how you guys um doing on supplies with your quarantine, man?
Yeah, doing all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a trip to the store pretty soon, just to like, you know, I'm not like not running low on anything, but I kind of rather since now we're like the number just keeps getting bigger and bigger of people that are infected here. It's just
Hmm.
like I don't want it to get to a point where it's like you can never leave the house. If you don't have any food, that sucks. You're gonna die. So I don't want to get
Hey,
to that point and like I have no food because we've been
speaking of
pretty
which,
stocked up of like the last 2 weeks of like
speaking of
we'll get through those couple weeks if it starts to die down. Speaking of which,
the first time we had our podcast, which was March 16th, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yes.
yeah,
The US had about 1,500 cases, maybe 2,000 at most. Remember?
yeah,
The 23rd, with the next week, we were like, hopefully things get better. Yeah, it's probably going to get much worse. And then the 23rd, 25,000. As
Yikes.
of Friday, today, April 3rd, we're at 270,000 in the United States.
it just hit 1 million worldwide too.
Yeah. And then that's
Really?
because
Yeah.
China underreported. They think they're reporting only 82,000 cases when in reality that number is probably closer to 160.
Man, honestly, like it shows like I think it's just starting here for us. Like I
Yeah, it
think
is.
it's gonna get worse before it gets better, and
Yep.
you're already seeing it getting better in China and getting better in Italy,
It took
where they
about
were
three or
like the
four
most
months,
infected.
yeah,
So
for
it's like
them
now
for
it's
them to
like,
get better.
and like for us, like where we live, we're barely getting into like the hundreds, even 200 people that are infected around us, and it's like you still have people, dude, people posting online that they're sick and walking around the stores because nobody's taking them serious. Where it's like, well, okay, well, we don't have the testing to do that, and all we're saying is just stay home. Like, like we
Yeah.
saw like this post of somebody was saying like, oh, like I'm gonna, I went to the doctor and they were like, there's nothing we could do. We don't have the testing. Just stay home. When we get it, we'll get it. We'll test you, whatever. And she was like, and she's like, I wanted to, walk around the stores and yell out that I had it just so that they could take me seriously. And I was like, you're gonna just get arrested. And she got arrested this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people don't know that UTRGV has testing now. Both the Brownsville campus, Edinburgh
Yeah.
campus, and I think Rio Grande City campus has it too. So it's like all you have to do is just go drive in and they'll test you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I think people are trying to they want to go to the doctors, and it's like, dude, like, just go
Yeah, they
home and
can't
take care
help
of
you.
yourself, man. Like,
Yeah, the doctors can't help you because they've been saying on the news if people paid attention for a long time, they'd know you're supposed to go to your primary healthcare provider first. You know what I mean? Before you go immediately to the hospital. Everyone wants to go to the hospital. You're supposed to go to your primary healthcare provider and have him do a test on you, see, oh, well, let me check your lungs, make sure that you can breathe. You know how they put that damn little thing, what is that, the stethoscope? They put it on
Hmm.
your
yeah,
heart, then they put it on your lungs to make sure that you can breathe. You're not breathing shallow. Do those little things, and then they'll tell you, okay, how are you feeling? Do you have a fever? Blah blah blah. Once you're symptomatic, then he'll tell you, okay, you need to go get tested. So he'll recommend you to a testing location, right? And then they'll tell you at the testing location, it's going to take 2 or 3 days for us to get the results because we have to send it off.
Yeah.
Now, UTRGV is helping out and they're having their own students that are biology majors helping them run tests here, which is good,
Yeah.
which means faster results. They can get results in that same day now. But um all people they want to they still want to be out in the streets and shit. And it's like, look, you got tested. That means take your ass home and stay there.
I know it's
Once you
like
get your
it's not
results,
like it's
then you'll
forever.
know. Exactly.
It's not like this. You caught it. It's not like HIV/AIDS where you live with it the rest of your life. It's gonna go away at some point. You just like
Mhm.
all you gotta do is just stay home. Like yeah, it's easy for me to say because I'm introverted and I like I have entertainment being on Xbox, but versus where like you know other people who were like, oh, I just want to go out and I can't stay at home all day. It's like, well, tough luck. It's not, it's law now. Just stay home. You're gonna infect more people, or you're gonna get infected and infect me. Or you're gonna affect the people who want to stay home. It's like just you know stop thinking about yourself. Just stay home and yeah.
I think there's a valuable lesson to be learned either way about this, man.
For
Not
sure.
only are people not clean, but number two, um, people need to learn to have a little fun in their own home. You know what I mean? This shit is sad that people can't even have fun in their own house, that they have to be at the bar, they have to be at a restaurant, they have to be out in the streets all the damn time late at night. It's like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you can do in your own house.
Yeah, you
The
could
fact that
go home and turn on your TV and you can go to YouTube and subscribe to our podcast and listen to us talk, man. It, that's the most fun you're ever going to have.
Yeah, for
oh,
sure.
like you can think about it, you could walk your dog around the neighborhood. You could, if you have kids, you can play with your kids. If you don't have kids, you can still uh play games on or watch TV or do an educational or one of those like P90X workouts on TV. There's so many things to do. Like,
Okay, Costa Garza.
no, I'm serious. Like, think about it.
Yeah, no,
There's so many things you can do instead of making excuses. You
yeah,
know, um,
true that.
you don't have to
Yeah,
just
you
always
could
find
just
an
be
excuse.
creative, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's exactly do something. Think of something. And it's funny because Kayla asked me. She said, she was like, "Man, all these people were complaining on social media that they're bored and I don't know what." And she says all this arguing about people on the internet, that they're doing. She said it's kind of making me think, what's my hobby? And I was like, Kayla, you're almost 26 years old and you know, you don't know a hobby that you have. If I have to tell you what your hobby is, then come on, you need to do like some
yeah,
some
yeah,
inner thinking there. You need to find yourself somewhere.
yeah. That's why I was
Um,
seeing like a bunch of memes where it's like, I just found out that my hobby was going out and spending money.
yeah, I told Kayla, I was like, I'll tell you what your hobby is. You like shopping, you like being out in the streets, you like being around other people. I told her that's where you and I are different. Like, if I want to have drinks, I want to have drinks in the comfort of my own home. I don't want to have to pay 3 times as much for a drink that I can get at the store and drink in the comfort of my living room.
Yeah,
You know? But
being
that's
around
just me.
people. It's
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's
I'd rather be around people that I actually like and want around me rather than being in a loud place around people that, not that I'm going to say I hate. I don't hate them because I don't even know who they are, but don't care for
nah,
them. Let's put it
I
that
hate
way.
everybody, man.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. No, with that said, that's true. I have one more thing to say before we end it because we already passed our 45-minute mark, but because I'm genuinely curious because like I'm married and I have my wife here and I see her every day. And like for us, like we don't think, you know, not that we wouldn't have worked out, but it would have been hard for us to like be separate in this kind of like where we can see each other. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you both have girlfriends, and like how's that going on with you guys?
Well,
It's not
you
easy.
wanna go first.
It's not easy. What makes it worse is that Kayla is scared, right? She's scared about it, but and so is her dad. Her brothers really don't care because we've seen a lot already. Like Ebola came and went right before us, and then we're also young, so it's like, if it hits us, yes, it can kill us, but the chance of it killing us are like really low because we're young. So it doesn't really make Rudy nervous or Ryan. It doesn't make me nervous either. I'm still practicing good habits, of course, but Kayla's a little nervous. Her dad's nervous because he has a lot of money on the stock market and this thing is hurting him, obviously.
Yeah,
But her mom is really, really scared, like paranoid scared. So much so that since I'm out in the streets in Westlaco, Far, Donna, McAllen, everywhere, all over the valley, every day, all day. She doesn't want me there, you
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
So, uh, I don't blame her. I don't take it offensive either because obviously they're in their 50s. And if they get it from me, and if they were to get really sick and pass away, I'd feel like shit. I don't want to do
yeah.
that to anybody either.
True.
So it does suck a little bit, but um, at the same time, it puts things into perspective. It makes you appreciate each other even more because you can't be with them.
Yeah. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I mean, I haven't, especially for me, and Miranda. Miranda lives so far away from me,
Yeah, I know.
but I haven't seen her since I think maybe like a few days before we started the podcast, actually. So
Really? Since
yeah,
before March
So like the
16th?
12th, the 13th, around there.
no, actually, no, that's not true. Okay, so I saw her that weekend, then that we started the podcast.
Wow, liar.
Um, but that, yeah, that was the last weekend, and then so I haven't seen her since, and I mean, it's great. Yeah, no, I'm just
I'm gonna
kidding.
put this on repeat.
I'm just kidding. No, we're I mean, we Skype, every, or we try
Yeah.
to every day, and I mean, we still talk to each other and everything. But yeah, man, it's definitely hard not being able to see her, and especially also because her mom's also like kind of like Kayla's mom. She's like a little paranoid too, and I mean, good reason, right? I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's like older, they're more at risk. My parents are definitely older, and they're definitely at risk. So, I mean, my mom and my dad haven't gone anywhere. They've just been here at home. So, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
like for
definitely
us.
something new for my mom. So it's like
Yeah.
it's hard, but I mean, what can you do really?
Yeah. Like for us, it's like it's kind of hard for me because like I haven't really seen my dad and my mom and my brothers and sisters. Like I haven't seen them since all this has happened, and only mainly for me, it's just because like my dad has, he has his 5 kids, and it. I would love to go see them. It's probably like 2 week, 3 weeks. I haven't seen them, and Elsa's the same. We haven't gone to go see her parents until before we had the curfew. We didn't we hadn't gone to go see them.
Hmm.
But for her, it's hurting her the most because like not that I'm like you know I for me it's just like I understand the situation and I can live without seeing my parents and friends and stuff. Like that's just how I am. Like it's not like I don't want to see them. It just I understand the situation and I know I can't, and I don't really like go on my emotions like that. Like Elsa, she's hurting because she's used to leaving the house. She's used to every weekend we were going to go see my mom, go see my dad, go see her mom and dad, her
Yeah.
grandparents. It's like she was so used to that routine, and now it's just like we can't do anything. Like our routine's off, and so like we're having to combat that. But I think we're starting to get on a routine going now, and we're starting to get better at getting through this with our heads held high.
Right. Yeah. I mean that's basically the only thing. Just got to be like positive. Coming up with new things to do, basically, so you don't go insane. Just being.
I got her to play Xbox, so that's one. That's one.
Well, yeah. I mean that's something.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think with that we'll kind of end it there. This quarantine, coronavirus thing still going on, and hopefully everybody's still, practicing good habits, being smart, and just stay home. That's all I
Yeah.
can say there.
Stay yo ass home.
Have you
And
seen that one, the Samuel Jackson?
No.
no.
He's reading a book and it's like, "Stay the fuck at home."
No.
I'll send you a link. It's funny.
And
All
of
right.
course, like always, if you made it this far, comment down below with the hashtag cheese. Hashtag cheese. And that way I'll know that you made it this far.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Let's hope this podcast was made by Discord, and hopefully there'll be an episode 3, and episode 2 will be out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Will be out and we'll keep making this one. We'll keep making them, man, as long as they're here. I don't know what I was
for
gonna
sure.
say.
But yeah, I mean, hey, if this works, we'll definitely keep popping them out.
And even if they don't, we'll still pop them out.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, well, that's it. I'm tired. It's hot as hell in this room, and it was good talking to you guys. We'll see you
Yes.
guys in the next episode.
Bye bye.